Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Shri Radha Ras Bihari Bhagwan ki
जय
ललिता शक्ति विशाखा माता की
जय
सीता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की
जय
गौरांग निताय महाप्रभु की
जय
युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की
जय
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj की
जय
समवेत भागवतम ई भक्त वृंद की
जय
हरे हरि बोल.
हरि हरि बोल.
So heartily welcome to all the people in the Thursday Bhagavatam class. So we are going to continue with the Gajendra Stuti. We have already done 4 shlokas of Gajendra. We will repeat that 4 shlokas, and today we will be taking the 5th and the 6th verse of Gajendra Stuti. This part in Bhagavatam teaches us how one should cry and call the Lord. What we have to learn from Gajendra Stuti is the eagerness which Gajendra had at the time of death, and the eagerness with which he was calling out the Lord wholeheartedly. He was repeating these 28 verses. That is intensity we have to learn. We know Gajendra in this life had not learned a single verse. He was not knowledgeable. But because in the past Janma, in Indradyumna Maharaj, he had done lot of bhakti. So whatever left out bhakti was there, he was given the chance by the Lord to complete in Gajendra's life. So we also should learn the art of calling the Lord. Our Hare Krishna movement is 2 things: chanting of holy name, and that chanting should be done very loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. As I've told you, this stuti should become as an asset, and every day we should try to repeat these verses, and this will help us to get out of the bondage of the Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik and Adhyatmik problems, and revive our love for Krishna. And I have told you in the past that sadhana is like jumping. We can do sadhana, but the glance of Lord can only come by His mercy. So let us now repeat the shlokas, and we'll try to take some of the important points which we have taken in the 4 verses, and then we'll take the 5th and the 6th verse today. So Pandian Prabhu, who will be coordinating with me?
Or reciting, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Uma Mataji, would you like to do? Because Palika Mataji is not there, Paramasakti Mataji is not there.
Okay.
Uma Mataji, let me check. Uma Mataji, kindly unmute yourself and tell. Oh. Unmute Pijay Mataji. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Can you repeat the slokas with Prabhuji?
No, Prabhuji, I don't have the book now.
No, I will show it in the screen.
Sneha Markun Mata has raised the hand.
Sneha Mataji is there. Okay, I forgot. Okay. Sneha Mataji can do very well. Yes.
Okay, ठीक है.
Mataji, unmute कीजिए Mataji. Sneha Mataji.
Yes.
Sneha Mataji, unmute कीजिए.
Yes, Prabhuji, done.
Okay.
Shri Gajendra Uvacha.
Shri Gajendra Uvacha.
Om Namo Bhagavate Tasme.
Om Namo Bhagavate Tasme.
Yad etad chidatmakam
यद एतकचिद आत्मकम्
Purushaya adibijaya
पुरुषाय आदिबीजाय
Pareshaya abhidhimahi
परेशाय अभिधीमहि
Yasminidam yataschedam
यस्मिनिदं यतश्चेदम्
Yena idam yah idam swayam
येन इदं य इदं स्वयं
Yosmat parasmatcha paras
योऽस्मात् परस्माक् च परस्
Tam prapadye swayam bhuvan
त्वं प्रपद्ये स्वयं भुवम्
Yasva atmanidam nijamaya arpitam
यस्वात्मनिदं निजमायायार्पितम्
Vachit vibhatam kvachata tirohitam
क्वचित् विभातं क्वच तत्तिरोहितम्
Aviddadrik shakshaya ubhayam tadikshite
अविद्ददृक्साक्ष्य उभायं तद्
Sa atmamulo avatu mam paratpara
स आत्ममूलो अवतु मां परात् पर
Kalena panchatvam iteshu krishnasho
कालेन पञ्चत्वमितेषु कृत्नशो
Lokeshu baleshu cha sarvaheteshu
लोकेषु पालेषु च सर्वहेतेषु
Tamastadasid gahanam kabhiram
तमस्तदासीत् गहनं गभीरम्
Yasya tasya pare virajate vibhu
यस्य तस्य पारे विविराजते विभु
Yasya tasya pare abhibhirajate vibhu
यस्तस्य पारे अभिविराजते विभु
Okay,
हरे
so
कृष्ण
these are the 5 verses, 4 verses we had done last time. Today we'll be doing the 6th and the 7th verse. But before that, let us recall what were the main points in all these 4 verses, and then we'll start connecting with the 6th and the 7th verses. Please raise the hands. What were the important points? I have requested all of you to note down the points in a book and paper, which we'll be recalling in each and every classes, some of the main points, and then we'll start connecting with the further shlokas. So I request some of the people to give the main points which we discussed in past classes.
Just kindly raise hands. Sneha Mataji, you want to add?
Prabhuji, I have not been a little regular, so I will just
Okay.
talk. I can talk about Gajendra, but the stuti I have not been regular, so
Okay, no problem. Somebody else.
yeah.
Can I speak?
Yes, Prabhuji, you can start, Prabhuji.
Yes. In shlokas, he says Gajendra represents Jiva and living entity, and the crocodile represents Maya. Gajendra is being used by the Lord to teach living entities who are suffering due to Maya. Lord used Arjuna to teach us Bhagavad Gita. From Lord comes out Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. Yoga Maya is from Radharani. Mahamaya is from Durga Mata. That's all I have noted down.
Very, very nice. Very nice, Prabhu. Anybody else? We should tell Rupa Bhandarkar Mata to actually note down the class and then she can repeat it again. Huh? Yes, Renuka Mataji. Juma Mata has raised her hand. Juma Mata. Please unmute Juma Mata, Pandian Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, and all the devotees.
Mataji, yes.
Yes, we discussed about Sarga and Visarga. How in the beginning of the creation, Lord creates everything, and He dissolves everything.
Right, very nice. Kvachit vibhatam, kvachit tirohitam. Huh?
Yes, yes. So we should not be attached to anything. Whatever we see, whatever is there in this world, it's going to go anyway.
Yeah.
So our attachments to all these material things, anything that we see, it should not be there.
Yes, pancha tattva miteshu krishnaso. Very nice. Very nice, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Renuka Mataji.
Renuka Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Can you recall something?
Prabhuji, I've written all the points. Should I read them?
Yes, if you can give some.
Yes. See, when we sing these prayers, the Lord is happy and we can connect with the Lord. Gajendra is not praying for himself. He's praying for all jivas. He's crying for all jivatmas.
Very nice.
Gajendra is being used by the Lord to teach us, just like Lord bewilders Arjuna to give us the Bhagavad Gita.
Right.
This Gajendra Stuti is an asset. When we recite the Stuti, we can invoke the mercy of the Lord.
Very nice.
Nijad Mayarpitam, Lord has shown the Virat Roop to Arjuna, and he has also shown Yashoda Mata the Brahmand. Maya is like a shadow, and there is Yoga Maya which works under Sri Radha, and there's a Mahamaya which works under Durga Devi. Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yantra Arudani Mayaya, this Maya is like a puppet or a machine, and I'm running it. Devi Yesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya, this Maya is very difficult to overcome. Yoga Maya Samavrita, I never manifest, I am covered by my internal potency. Lord also allows the creation and annihilation of the various universes. Sarga and Visarga are provided by the Lord. Kalpakshaye Punastani Kalpadau Visrajamyaham. Lord is Sarva Karana Karanam, and he is also the Bija Pradapita. He was there before creation and after annihilation, and he is the Sakshi. There are 12 Sakshis, but Lord is the main Sakshi. Lord is the witness to all our karmas and also the witness to the crores of our janmas. He's aware of all our consciousness and he knows the past, present, and future. Vedaham samatitani.
Yes.
Gajendra says that, Lord, you are beyond Shara and Akshara. You are there before creation and after dissolution. Lord is above all defects and he can see the past, present, and future. Lord was able to remember Gajendra and his prayers when he was Indradyumna. Gajendra had forgotten, but Lord had not forgotten.
Right.
So Gajendra calls him Sakshi, the supreme judge. And Lord protects you even when you are not a devotee. He says, Suradam Sarva Bhutanam, I am the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. In the 5th verse, Gajendra says that the entire material creation is annihilated, all cosmic manifestations, 33 crore devtas, Brahmaji, Shivji, Manu, etc., they are going to go down in the Pancha Tattva and everything will be dissolved in the Pancha Tattva. After annihilation, there's tamas, which is great darkness and silence. But beyond this, there is a spiritual world where there is no darkness. Natad bhashyate suryo. This loka is eternal, and Gajendra prays that this eternal loka should be our destination. Lord comes in the form of his name, the Srimad Bhagavatam, devotees, Vigrahas, Mahaprasad to protect. Parikshit Maharaj was protected by Lord, and Srimad Bhagavatam was given. When Arjuna was bewildered in the battlefield, he said, Karpanyo dosho pahata swabhava. From a sakha, he became a disciple, and Lord smiled and spoke the Bhagavad Gita.
Very nice, Haribo, very nice. So we should clap for Mataji. Very nicely summarized all the past classes. So you can actually note down Mataji and then you can summarize the class.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. I'll do that.
Okay. So now we are going to take the text 6, and that is the 5th verse actually of the Gajendra Stuti. So I want to repeat somebody from behind me. Na yasya deva rishaya padam vidu.
स्नेहा माता जी अनम्यूट कीजिए. स्नेहा माता जी.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Please repeat behind me this. Very
Yes,
very
yes.
beautiful
Yes,
verse.
Prabhuji.
Na yasya deva rishayah padam vidu.
Na yasya deva rasya padam vidur.
Na yasya deva rishaya padam vidu.
Na yasya deva rishaya padam vidur.
Jantu punako arahati gantum irhitum.
Jantu punha ko arhati gantum iritum.
Yas yatha natasya akriti vichistito.
Yatha natasya kritirabhir vichistato.
Duratya anukramanaha samavatu.
Duratya anukramanat manvatu.
So, in this verse, na yasya deva rishaya padam vidu. Na yasya, na means neither. Asya, he, deva, all the devatas, rishi, padam vidu, position of the Lord is not known to them. It's very difficult. Gajendra is speaking, and this is what he had learned in the past life. And that is what he's repeating, and he's calling the Lord. Lord, you cannot be known by the devatas. You cannot be known by the rishis. It's very difficult. Then what to speak about Jantu? Here the Jantus are, we Jivatmas are called as Jantus, Manushya Loka. This word is used by Lord in Bhagavad Gita. This word is used in Bhagavatam also many times. And we are addressed like a Jantu. If you say in the Bhagavad Gita, this word, this is used in 5th chapter, 18th verse. Jantu. Lord says this thing. 5.15 in Bhagavad Gita. Jnanena avrita jnanam tena muyanti jantavaha. Tena muyanti jantava. Ajnanena avriti jnanam. Our knowledge has been covered by ajnana. And that's why tena muyanti jantavaha. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita. And many times this word is used. The 88,000 rishis, when they said, they were sitting and they were describing these things, and they were saying, those who do not use their head is like a bhokla. The eyes which are not used for seeing the Lord, they are like peacocks, that peacock feather, decorated feather. The ears are like the snake hole. The tongue is like a frog. And the breathing is like the bellow of the people. And the legs and the hands are like the tree, if not used for the service of the Lord. And many places it is said that the devatas, when they see us actually down, what they see us in the form of an animal, but without a tail and without a horns. Because what is the mentality of the Jantu? Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Then what to speak about this people? Brahmaji says in the Brahma Vimohan Leela, he has 4 heads, we have only 1 head. And he claims after the Brahma Vimohan Leela Those who say that they know you, Lord, let them know. But I, the ultimate creator, the ultimate, the person who has all the brains, I declare today, hey Lord, I cannot understand you. Then what to speak? And there also the word that Brahmaji uses, Jantava. This is the position of us. Sometime I always gives an example, and Prabhupada always gives an example of a frog, the frog in a in the well. That one frog comes from the Atlantic Ocean, and he tells in the frog in a well that he has come from that sea, and there are so big animals and big fishes, and everything is so beautiful. So that frog says, oh, how big it may be. It may be not bigger than me, and he tries to expand himself, and he tries to compare to his level. And ultimately he dies, but he cannot understand. And I always give an example of, a Jew, hamare sar pe jo Jew rehte na, two people come together and they start singing, this is my house, this head is my house, and this is my field. And they do not know it's somebody's head. So people do not know that, Lord says that this eyes are, the sun and moon are my eyes. The mountains are my bones. The rivers are my, the rivers are my blood. And the Dasho Disha is all my directions. So this is not known. The wind this is blowing is actually the breathing of the Lord. That is not known. So we are inside the body of the Lord, it is not known. And Lord, how inside and outside. And that's why Brahmaji says, I cannot understand. Devatas, Shivaji, he was bewildered by the Mohini Rupa, and he ran behind the Lord. And he had a fight. Shivaji and Ganeshji, Kartikeji, and Sam and Pradyumna and Lord had fight in the Banasur Leela. We know how wonderful that Leela is done to protect the Banasur, and how the Banasur is punished by the Lord. Asuras, Devatas, Durvasa Rishi, running, going to the Vaikunta behind Sudarshan Chakra. And then he tells to the Lord, please save me. And Lord says, oh, I am minded by my devotees. I am not independent. He says, the devotees stay in my heart, Hridayam, and I stay in their heart. And they only know me, and I only know them. Bhaktya mama vijanati. Lord says clearly to Durvasa. Many incidents are there that proves that the Devata cannot, the Rishi cannot. Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 10.2, Name vidu suragana prabhavam na maharishi ahami adira devanam maharishi yamcha sarvasha. I am the source of all the Devatas. All the Devatas come from me. I am the Adi. And the Rishis come. Maharishi Sapta Purve Chatvaro Manavastata. All the Sapta Rishis and the four Manu, Manu, Sanat Sanatan, this Manu Kumars, they came from me. And from this Praja, all Prajas come. In the 10th chapter, the Lord clearly says this thing. So the same thing is repeated here by Gajendra. Nayasya Deva Rishaya Padam Vidum. Padam means position. Vidu means to know. Rishaya means all the rishis. And the same is proclaimed by the Lord in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And Janto Punara Ko Arhati. The Arhati means is able. Arhati means able. Gantum. To enter in your knowledge. Gantum, Gati. And to try to enter into your knowledge, it's impossible for the Jantu. With the mentality of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, he cannot understand you. Why? Because it is said that our material senses are superior than the Jada Padartha. The Indriyas which we have, this is mentioned in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Lord clearly says that the dull matter, the senses which we have, are superior to dull matter. But above the senses, the superior is mind. And above mind, superior is buddhi. Above buddhi, Lord says, you are superior. Actually, above buddhi comes ego, false ego. And above false ego comes Atma. You are superior. And above the Atma is Lord. And Lord also is known in 3 forms. Paramatma, then Nirakara Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So, and Lord clearly says, Manushyanam sahastreshu kaschit yatate siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam beti tattvata. By tattvata, very few people know me. Actually, most people are like Jantava, are in the mentality of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And very few people are human beings in the Satogun. And in that few, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit, these people who are in Satogun try to attain Siddhi. Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatate Siddhaye. Try to attain perfection in their life. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam veti tattvata. Very few after those who are endeavoring perfection in their life, they come to know me. They know me. So that is what the same thing here Gajendra is repeating. Na yasya deva rishaya padam vidu. Position is not known, your position is not known. Then what to speak about the so-called Jantu people? How can they enter into your the knowledge? And irhitum, gantum, irhitum. How can they express? It's very impossible to express. They cannot express because their consciousness is covered by Rajogun mentality and Tamogun mentality. So those who are in Tamogun, Rajogun mentality, they are called as Jantava. And then further, Gajendra says, Yatha natasya akriti bhi chestito. You know, and the same word is a nat. Yatha. Yatha means as. Natasya, an artist. As a, you know, what do you get? Actor. You are like an actor, hey Lord, when you come over here. You become an actor. Yata natasya kriti bhi. Akriti bhi vichestito. Akriti bhi by bodily feature. Akriti bhi. Vichestito. Dancing in different way. Vichestito. Your chestas, your features, bodily features, whatever you act in a different way, it's very difficult. Duratya. Very difficult. Duratya. Anukramanama. To understand the movements. That Lord, Sa Amavatu. Please give me protection. Please give me protection. So now, what is that act when Lord comes? And it is very difficult to guess. So, it is said that Lord is the, the boss of all the bosses. In Vaikunta, every day in the morning, the Devatas in, Lord, in Kshirsagar or there, they want to take darshan. And all the demigods come for darshan. And what happens? There at the door, Jai Vijaya, they say, without appointment, you will not get the darshan. And 1 minute more also, If they are there standing for darshan, they are beaten. Varaha, that by the stick they are beaten and they are pushed out. Like you go in Tirupati, what happens? You stand for hours and hours and hours, and when you go over there, you are thrown out like something you are going to steal. Just pushed out. 1 second darshan and threw out. So one of the devotees went there and said, "This is very wrong. I'm standing for hours and they are pushing me. I'm going to steal anything." So then another devotee told, "This is a practice session. Actual session happens the same way. For devatas also the same punishment is happening. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, everybody gets the beating if they stand more for darshan over there." So such a person, is standing at the door in the Rajasuya Yajna and taking the chappals of everybody. Oh, it's very difficult to understand. Huh? Then, sometime he is the person he is telling, Gama avishyaja bhutani dharyam aham ojasa. By my ojasa, I am holding the entire universe. And then he comes and he is trying to take the sleeper of Nanda Baba on his head, and he's saying, "Oh, it's very difficult." And sometimes, mother also tells, "Arey, oh, table leke aa jao." When she is doing, and he goes to the table and he's trying to lift it. "Oh, mother, I'm not able to lift it up." He comes in the Narsingha Rupa. And in that Narsingha Rupa, by the sound, that sound penetrates the entire 3 lokas. That is the sound that is heard. And everybody is feared. All the asuras, they get trembled and down. The same Krishna in the forest, when the lion roars, he runs and goes behind and says, "Mother, I'm afraid." So this is called as Natasya Akriti Bhi Chestito. Then, how he becomes a woman, Mohini Rupa. And how, he is attracting everybody. It's very difficult. And the asuras are coming. Shivji is running. He is called as Sarvagya. He knows everything. But when Pandavas died, actually, everybody thought that in Laksha Graha, Pandava died. And what happened? There was a formal, Anta Vidhi Sanskar, and everybody was crying, and Lord Krishna also came in that Anta Vidhi Sanskar, and he was also crying. He knew everything, but then also he was crying. And when, in the Swayamvar of Draupadi Mata, when Arjuna and all this came, and Lord is sitting and he's telling, "I have seen this somebody else. ये तो अर्जुन जैसा लग रहा है, ये भीम जैसा लग रहा है." And then say, "Arey, ये तो अर्जुन, अरे how?" He knows everything, in and past of everything. He buddhimatam asmi tejah tejasvin. All the buddhi comes from him. Then also he asks Uddhava, "Hey Uddhava, please guide me." And this is what, when Uddhava, when Lord left actually, and when he was, Uddhava met Maitreya Rishi on the way, he was not able to speak. And he called that he is the, he's the giver of all the knowledge, everything, and sometimes he used to ask and guide me, "Arey, please guide me." He's undefeated, Ajita. Then he gets defeated by the friends, and he is made to carry the people, and that is called Natasya Akriti Bhi Vichestita. There are so many leelas. He goes, he is Atma Tripta. In Govardhan Leela, he becomes Govardhan, and he eats anyar. They cook and they bring anyar, and he eats. And then what happens? He says, "Bring more. And they says, "Everything is finished." And then, then Lord is given Tulasi ji, and he gets satisfied. The same just goes in the house of Vidurani. And out of love, she throws away the bananas and gives him the pill out of love, and Lord eats it and is satisfied. So this is called Natasya Akriti Bhi Vichestito. Adi Anta, by the flute, he implants all the knowledge in the heart. Hridaya Adi Kavaye, in Brahmaji's heart. By just touching in the, the conch shell on the head of Dhruv Maharaj, he downloads the entire thing, Vedas and knowledge and everything. But then also he goes in Sandipani Rishi and tells, please Gurudev, please teach me. I want to learn from you. And he learns 64, this Kala in 64 days. And he's the same person who gives the Guru Dakshina by going to Yamraj and telling, please return the sons of my Gurudev. He saves, he saves 5 Pandavas, but he is not saving Draupadi's 5 sons. So that is what is called Duratya Anukramano Natasya Kritivi Vichestito. So there are many such leelas which, are, and the most important thing in the Kunti Stuti we remember how Kunti Mata is astonished. Yes, I have seen you in childhood, that how you are binded, I was there. And how with your hands, you are literally crying by seeing the stick. And you are in the fear. And today I am seeing you, what to speak about the stick, Brahmastras are coming. And you are neutralizing it like anything. You saved the 5 Pandavas, you saved the Garbha of Uttara. I am confused. And that's why Kunti Mata says that you cover yourself. Maya Javadika Achanam Agya Dokshaja. And there also she says, Natasya, Yatha Natasya, that you act like a actor. Kunti Mata says this, the same thing. And many such leelas are there. He's sleeping. He is actually coming in the Vara Rupa and fighting. Hiranyaksh is just hitting and Lord is feeling happy. And he is getting defeated. But when Brahmaji says, "Arey, time ho gaya, sir. It is getting late now. His Shakti is increasing." He then gives one slap and he dies. He could have given that one slap previously also. So that is called as Natasya Abhikriti Chestito. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvata tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. Then what to speak about? The stealing of the butter leela. We do not know how. And how he uses not himself but the ukal. This all shows this. It is very difficult to understand. Then what to speak about the deities? The deity is not different from Krishna, and we know how Madan Mohan is hanging on the tree on that Dwadash Ghat, Dwadash Aditya Ghata in Madan Mohan temple, and Sanatan Goswami is hanging near the tree, below the tree. Madan Mohan is standing and he is bringing the only the atta without namak and he is giving, and then he is saying, "Arey, aap thoda namak to de do." We do not know how he is acting all this thing. And next day, the entire ship of he is coming, and with the salt he is getting, and how he built his own temple. So Vigrahas are also not different. We do not know how the Vigrahas act. I was listening I was reading actually today the Leelas of Radharas Bihari's, how it came and how Prabhupada promised, please, please be here. The hut, it was a small hut, you know, and that villain, which is called as Mr. N, he was the owner of the Free Press Journal, the most powerful person there in Delhi, and he was the biggest cheater. He had cheated in the past also some people on that land, and he wanted to cheat Prabhupada and Radharas Bihari, and actually was successful also in cheating. And everybody had actually surrendered, but not Prabhupada, not Radharas Bihari. They had actually given back the land, but Prabhupada and Radharas Bihari, you know, it's a wonderful story. How, if you try to cheat a devotee, how Lord has a different plan. Very beautiful story of Radharas Bihari appearing and protecting and being here. It was impossible case. We would have never been joined to Radharas Bihari temple if that Leela. And that's why I was reading and this shloka came. Natasya Kritivi Vichestito Duretya Ruprama Mavatu. It's very difficult to gauge because he sees past, present and future. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. It's very, very difficult. But yes, now if Gajendra is saying that the Devatas cannot know, Rishis cannot know your position, and it is very difficult for the people to understand or enter your knowledge or speak about you and your Janma karmas, then how can one know of? How can one understand you? That is spoken in the 7th text. Please bring the 7th text. Dridrikshavo yasya padam sumangalam vimukta sangha munaya susadhava charanti aloka vratam avaranam vane bhutatma bhuta sruhidam samegati. Very wonderful here. The dikshavo yasya padam sumangalam. If somebody wants to understand wants to see the Lord, the lotus feet of Lord, or actually understand the Lord's position, or understand the Lord, which is sumangalam. Lord is sumangalam. Lord Pad, the Lord Vigrahas are sumangalam. Lord's position is sumangalam. Once he understands the position, his life becomes sumangalam. Or if just connecting with the padam, it becomes sumangalam. But how one has to connect? How one has to understand the padam? If he wants to see vimukta sangha munaya susadhava. The key for understanding the Lord is given here in this verse. Only and only who are susadhu, who are vimukta from all the 3 modes of nature, and who are munaya, from them we have to do sangha, vimukta sangha, munaya susadhava. And what are they doing? Charanti aloka vratam. They do not take any vrata of rajogun, tamogun or satogun. They take vrata of only Shuddha Sattva Guna. Avaranam vane, without any fault, avaranam. Avaranam means without any fault. Charanti, they are wandering. Aloka vratam, they do not have their own purpose. The only purpose they have, how these people in this material world who are suffering because of lack of knowledge of the soul, how they do not know their real position, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, how they can be liberated and they can be sent back to their original position in the spiritual world. For that only they do charanti. Prabhupada's Lilamrita, so, so powerful. We see how he was traveling seriously everywhere in that old age, sometime in Australia, sometime in Singapore, sometime in Russia, sometime in America, and just spreading. Africa and everywhere, establishing temple and preaching. What he has done in 10 years, that miracle, we cannot do even, it is not bhuto bhavishya, it's not possible. One person, all in one. So he is called as Vimukta Sangha. Night, getting up at 1 o'clock and dictating the phone. And that's why we are now discussing this. Bhagavatam. Impossible. Sometimes cooking, sometimes installing, sometimes giving lectures, sometimes having, arguments with the Mayavadis, and sometimes guiding the people. His entire life went like that. Impossible to how he was surviving, how he was running. How by touching, the neophyte people, they become powered and they become, dancing and doing everything and surrendering. So such are called as Vimukta Sangha. We have a nice example in Bhagavatam of Naradji, how he served, without any motive, 5 years, and eating the prasad, left out remnants. That is how that he was able to see the Lord and understand the Lord. So Vimukta Sangha, we have to do Sangha of Vimukta people. Munaya Susadhava Charanti Aloka Vratam. Avarana. Avarana means not having any fault, and Vane. They are always traveling and they always like to remain not in, the material world, but Vrindavan. They take the Vrindavan in their heart and they give Vrindavan to everybody. Prabhupada came from Vrindavan. He lived in Vrindavan and then took out the Vrindavan from there and gave it to the entire world, and came back in the Vrindavan and left the body and went to the original Vrindavan, Golokadham. That is called Prabhupada. So, Avaranam Vane, Bhutatma Bhuta. What is the Bhutatma Bhuta? We Jivatmas. Atma Bhuta. They consider each and every Atma to be like them. They are very equal. They see everybody on the platform of the soul, and they are Sruhide. They are the real friends. And such people should be my Gati. Such people should be my destination. That is what Gajendra is saying, and that is what we should be having. That to have association of the devotees is, sadhu sangha, lava matre sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. See, after crores and janma, we get a human life. And in human life also, to get association is the rarest of rare. And an association to get Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and some seva is rarest. It's very rarest. And that, by fortunate, we have got it. And by associating, serving them menially, Tatvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshayanti te jnanam jnanina tattva darshina. Upadeshayanti te jnanam. By serving them by heart, you will be able to understand the Lord. Otherwise, Jantu. Where is the capacity of the Jantu to understand or enter into knowledge. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yasvaschi tattvata. Lord says only by bhaktya. Gajendra had not any scholarship. Kubja had not any swarup, very beautiful face, anything. Sudama had no money. And Dhru Maharaj had nothing. He was a child. But they were able to achieve the Lord. Why? Because Gajendra was sincerely calling the prayers. Kubja sincerely surrendered without any expectation, whatever it was going to go to Kansa, but he gave it away. Dhru Maharaj sincerely did with the determination what his Gurudev told him. And similarly, we see Sudama. He was fasting. He had nothing to eat. His child had nothing to eat. But no, we have to give to Krishna. That sincerity he had. So with that attitude of bhakti, we will be able to didrikshava yasya padam sumangalam. With that thing, we will be able to understand that how sumangal Lord is it. Why the bhakti is sumangal? Why the Lord is sumangal? Because once you enter kleshu agni, kleshadha, 6 things happens in bhakti. Kleshadha, shubhadha, mokshadha, then Krishna karshani, moksha laguta. There are many things in bhakti which are the lakshan which Rupa Goswami says. So we should understand that yes, Lord cannot be known, but yes, he can be known. That is what Gajendra is saying. Only by Vimukta Sangha, Munayasu Sadhava, Charanti Aloka Vratam, Avaranam Vane, Bhutatma Bhuta, they are equal to everybody. Surita, they are Mitra on the platform of soul. And they should be Agati. So this is how this 2 verse ends. So we'll end over here, these 2 verses. And any questions? Or I would like to have this little bit continue these things. Natasya Akriti, some of the leelas which can be connected. Like this Natasya Akriti, which I have discussed something. Duritya Karuna, how it is very difficult to understand. And example of Vimukta Sangha, how one can understand the Lord. So I want your participation in this 2 verses, which you can discuss, or any questions you can ask, or at least we should connect with the discussion part. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Gopa Vinita Mataji, you can unmute yourself.
माता जी अनम्यूट कीजिए.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम.
हाँ बोलिए माता जी.
प्रभु जी, मैं वो लीला बताना चाहूंगी जिसमें यशोदा माँ ने उनको ये रस्सी से बांधा था, और वो भगवान सारे सृष्टि उनके अंतर्गत है, लेकिन फिर भी वो कितना अपनी माँ से डर रहे थे उस टाइम, और तो रो रहे थे.
ये नटस्य आकृति भी बराबर ना.
हाँ जी, नटस्य आकृति में कि मतलब he is all powerful. इवन यशोदा माँ
भगवान ये लीला इसीलिए किए कि ये बताने के लिए किया, ये नाटक की लीला ये बताने के लिए कि आपको प्रयास करना है, बिना प्रयास के आपको मैं बंधूंगा नहीं, और सिर्फ प्रयास के आपको कुछ भी हाँ आपके प्रयास से तो मैं बनने वाला नहीं हूँ. कितना भी प्रयास कर दो आप, मेरी कृपा चाहिए. इसलिए 2 उंगल हमेशा छोटी पड़ रही थी. 2 उंगल हमेशा छोटी पड़ रही थी. एक बड़ी उंगल, एक छोटी उंगल. एक छोटी उंगल साधना है, और ये बड़ी उंगल है भगवान की कृपा, वैष्णवों की कृपा,
भगवान की कृपा.
बराबर. उनके बिना भगवान मिलेंगे नहीं. बराबर है?
हाँ जी।
और कुछ लीला, प्रिया माता जी?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, anything which you like to connect with the shloka?
Prabhuji, can we say about Narad Muni, like with association of devotees, he
Yes,
was eating
definitely
the
with the
ramen?
association of devotees, Narad Muni, how he was elevated and he was able to achieve the perfection in his life by becoming Naradji. From a Dasi Putra to Naradji. Any other stories which you can connect with this too?
And he
there are
also,
people- Yes,
and
Mami.
he also inspired other pure devotees like Prahlad, and then he changed.
Dhruv Maharaj, many people are there.
मृग मुनि का भी आ सकता है क्या इसमें?
Yes,
That
yes, yes, yes,
company.
yes. Regarding how he came in
हाँ,
association
मृगारी,
with
sorry.
Naradji and Parvat Muni and how he was changed. You can say Chitraketu Maharaj also the same udharan you can give, that how he was king and then he wanted a child and he was worried about the child, and then in the next life he became Vidyadhar, and then he became Vritrasur because of the curse of the Parvati Mata. So that story also we can say.
Okay, bro.
Yes. Anything else? Anybody else? I only see few people. Everybody should participate. We have done all these things many times.
Prabhuji, I like to say one or two things.
Yes.
One is that at the time of Tuladan, Lord, whatever jewels, all the queens have put, all jewels, whatever abushan, whatever ruby, whatsoever they had the wealth, everything was put in one side and Krishna in the other side, and it was not
You are
moving,
not able to match
move
it.
a bit. And then finally, when the Mata put Kunimata put Tulsi leaf,
or with the name on it, the
it
name
became
written.
balanced, became perfect.
Yes.
So this can be quoted for the letters here.
Yeah.
And similarly, another story also Dwarka Leela, when Lord will say that I have the headache and mujhe chahiye
bring some.
Raj chahiye,
Yes.
and a devotee ka Raj chahiye, and nobody was able to give except gopis.
The gopis, yeah.
And that was also artistic way of doing Leela.
Yeah.
And the third one is in the Pralambashra Leela, where Lord was carrying, and Lord was, he defeated himself, means his side, he wantonly defeated, so that the Pralambashra can be killed by Balram.
Yes.
So
So
that is
many
also very,
leelas are there in
very
every
artistic way.
rasa. Every rasa there is some leela,
Yes, right.
which he is acting
Yes.
very nicely. And
And
that's why it is very difficult to understand.
Yes. And one more thing, Prabhuji, is when you talked about the Srila, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, all those things have been given by Prabhupada, and we are giving. And today, what you shared, that was also very heart-touching story, which Jayapataka Maharaj Swami has shared on 9th December. That I am reading every day Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
And I am reading, the first canto I have finished, second canto I am doing.
Even he is
I
in
don't know how
India.
many times I have read.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am going to appear for the exam, and I am reading again, all over again. And he has also told that even before initiation, he read Bhagavad Gita 10 times. And then only he took the initiation. And
Yes.
even after that, so many years of,
50 years.
50 years, and he's in the seva, and he has made thousands and thousands of devotees across the globe.
Yeah, Diksha.
At various nations. After that, so humbly, Maharaj is saying that I am reading every day night Srimad Bhagavatam, and I am reading umpteen number of times. Even today, I have finished first kind of.
I want to give exam.
I want to give exam. So it is heart touching. It's a living example of Prabhupada. And
Yeah,
so heart-touching.
how he have changed actually.
And how we are in the, at least I am in the last row, that, little bit, Bhagavatam here and there we touch, and then we are telling about Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
How Maharaj is there. And, maybe that like Gopis Charana Dul, they put in the head. So like that, such Maharaj Charana Dul kabhi milega.
Yeah.
So then probably we will be getting little bit of, devotional service, little improvement.
Yes. So now few people have raised their hands, so we will discuss more. Sneha Mata, Yamuna Swarup, Akshar Gaur Prabhu. So Sneha Mata first, then Yamuna Mata and Akshar Gaur Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'd like to talk about the Vaman Leela, in which he comes as a dwarf.
Yeah, nice acting he does.
Yes, and he acts like, I just want 3 steps.
Yes.
And Bali Maharaj is telling him, please take more, I'm the king of the universe. And he says, no, 3 steps are enough, because if I'm not satisfied with the 3 steps, nobody can be satisfied with anything. So I am happy with my 3 steps, and then he just increases in height, and then
so this perfectly fits this Natasya Leela, huh? Akriti Bhi. Duratya Anukramana.
Yes.
It's very difficult, in that Leela, this Shukracharya told, he's a cheater, big cheater.
Fooling you.
He's fooling you. He will take everything from you, and he will send you to the Narka also, knowing everything, the consequences also. And that's why Bali Maharaj is called as Atma Nivedanam Maharaj.
Yes. Is example of
Acharya of Atma Nivedanam, knowing everything that.
And also he covers Shukracharya's intellect also, and he shows him only that much, that he's going to go to hell.
Yeah.
So that also is he was smart to do that, so that.
And Lord is very powerful. He can cover.
He could test Bali Maharaj. He could test Bali Maharaj. Like even the Guru is saying you will go to hell.
Yes.
He didn't show कि आगे क्या होने वाला है. He is the biggest Natya person.
Yeah, that's why he's Natasya Akriti Bhi. Vaman Leela is very nice Natak Leela. Huh?
Yes.
Dikhate chota, and the same Leela you can take with this also, apna Matsya Avatar, coming in a small form. Please protect me. Please protect me. Huh?
Yes.
And he goes, no, big fish will eat me. So you take me, help me out. Huh? And this is becoming smaller.
What was the name of that Prabhuji? वो मुन्नी का नाम क्या था? Who had that Kamandal? Satyavrata. We don't know.
Satyavrata? No.
No.
Very nice it is named.
Yeah.
It will come in there. I'll call you. Okay.
Yes.
Chalo, thank you.
Yes.
Akshar Gaur Prabhu. Akshar Gaur Prabhu.
Akshar Gaur Prabhu, unmute कीजिए.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम.
या कौन सी कोई लीला बताएंगे आप?
प्रभु जी, कालिया लीला, कालिया दमन लीला.
उसमें बहुत अच्छा एक्टिंग किया प्रभु.
हाँ, उसमें वो उनकी पत्नी के वजह से उनको मुक्ति मिला.
हाँ, लेकिन उसमें भी देखो भगवान ने पहले एक्टिंग क्या किया था मालूम है? वो अंदर जब कालिया ने उसको पकड़ लिया था तो भगवान सो गए उस पे, और सबको क्या लगा कि अभी भगवान तो बेहोश हो गए, और उधर उनको सोते हुए देख के उधर उनका सबका बेहोश हो रहे हैं. सब लोग उधर माता यशोदा पानी में कूदना चाह रही है, और उधर सब आधे आधे बेहोश हो रहे हैं. उनको देख के भगवान की हाल, तो उनकी तीव्रता बढ़ाने के लिए भगवान नाटक कर रहे थे. और भगवान को क्या हो गया है कि पहले से शेष शैया पे, शेषनाग पे सोने की आदत है. तो क्या हुआ कि बोला अभी थोड़े टाइम आराम तो कर लूं मैं ये कालिया के उसर. तो इसीलिए वो आराम करने चले गए. और जब देखा कि राधा रानी आ गई है, अभी स्टेज भर गया है, अभी सब आ गए, अपने क्राउड आ गई है, तो बोलो अपना डांस चालू करो. और डांस भी कैसे किया? स्लीपरी पे.
स्लीपरी पे किया.
आग जल रहा है, एक जगह से आग निकल रहा है, विष निकल रहा है, और उस पर डांस कर रहे भगवान.
डांस करा.
तो बड़ा स्टेज था, हिलने वाला डुलने वाला स्टेज में डांस कर.
एकदम.
ये आजकल के डांस करने वाले क्या कंपेयर कर पाएंगे वो डांस को?
वो टाइम में भगवान ने डिस्को बताया, अभी का डिस्को क्या करेगा. ऐसा है.
इसलिए ये नटस्य आकृति भी बहुत बड़ा शब्द.
हाँ जी प्रभु.
ओके, यमुना स्वरूप माता जी, एंड देन अदर माता जी इज आल्सो देयर. यस, यमुना स्वरूप माता जी.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, दंडवत प्रणाम. प्रभु जी,
कनेक्ट.
Yes, Brahmand Leela, where Lord is eating the mud. And he shows all the Srishti to Yashoda Mata.
Yes.
And then after that, yes.
So what he's teaching, mere andar, they are saying that Lord is saying that you have eaten. So Lord is saying, no, I have not eaten. Everything is inside me. Everything is outside me. Everything comes from me. Huh? What to speak about this Patti? Pura Brahmand mere andar hai, just to show him. You know? And sometime why was eating? Because सब भक्त बोलते कि भक्तों का रज धूल खाना चाहिए, भक्तों का धूल लेना चाहिए, भक्तों का धूल. ये है क्या इस धूल में? And that's why he ate that. Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, what else,
And
Leela?
also this during Govardhan Leela, Lord is saying Anyor, 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 because he wants to glorify Tulsi Devi, and he wants to show that by adding Tulsi Devi, I will be satisfied.
Yes. Very nice, Mataji.
Thank you, bro.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, this...
Tarani Mataji.
Tarani Mataji, then Gopavinita Mataji, then Mansi Mata.
Okay, bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you for such a nice class. What I was thinking, relating that how Gajendra, he tried his best, he did his endeavor from his part, and then after his endeavor was over, he knew he couldn't do anything more. He remembered God gave him the intelligence to remember the Lord, and he prayed with his heart, and he had that surrender mode. And same with Draupadi, like she also
calling mode. The calling was very intense.
Yes, and same with Draupadi. She also tried to take help of all the people around, and finally she realized it's not going to help. And then she surrendered to God, and God came to help. Same with us, Prabhuji. Like we do our sadhana, we do our endeavor, but sometimes we think that I am doing my best, but we don't have that praying mode, that surrender, that it's in your hands. That humility, that Krishna, please give me
love. That should be tivra.
Yes, and that is not there until we get the difficulties, some intense difficulty in life, like Kunti Maharani is praying. It's very hard. We can't pray for that. But still, if that mode is there along with the sadhana, it will be really very, very helpful to progress in bhakti.
Yes. Very nice, Mataji. Gopavinita Mataji, and then Mansi Mataji.
Yes. Gopavinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danpat Pranam.
Kriya Mataji.
Prabhuji, I would like to quote the example of Markandeya Rishi, that when he wanted to see the pralay, Mahapralay, but Lord showed him, Mahapralay for 1,000 years, I think. For 1,000 years, Prabhuji.
Yeah, one night of
and then he was really suffering, but Lord then showed him his Bal Roop on a leaf only, outside,
Yes.
So that was also very confusing for him, Okay, who is this one who is sucking his thumb?
And inside he had sucked him inside, actually.
Hanji.
And there also he saw millions and millions of
planets inside his tummy.
Yes.
And another
when he exhaled, he was at the same place where he had asked the benediction, and nothing had happened.
And more Leelas, when he was showing, when he was doing Leelas with Radha Rani in different places, and he was coming in a disguise and showing to her sister-in-law and mother-in-law,
Jatila and Kutila, how these villains were.
He was really acting very nicely, and showing his different Leelas.
So that's why it is said it is very difficult to understand.
Yes, it's very difficult to understand.
Okay, Mansi Mata.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, humble obeisances to all the devotees. Prabhuji, in the Gopi Geet also we saw that how Krishna actually calls all the gopis with his flute, and then when they come, they say that why have you come, and why have you come in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
And you have left your husband and you have come here to meet me. So please go away.
Not this. Yes.
Yes, and Prabhuji, then later on when they are searching, he just disappears. And then when Radha Rani and everybody is back again, he disappears. To get the more love from the gopis.
Yeah.
And he does the separation.
So in all rasas, practically, if you see, if it is a dasya rasa, shanta rasa, or sakha rasa, or Vatsalya Rasa or Madhurya Rasa. There are many such leelas which Lord have done, which is very difficult to gauge actually. And it is said that it is only understood when we serve the Vaishnavas nicely. And by their blessings, we will be able to understand. Service is more important. And it says Vimukta Sangha Munaya Susadhava Charanti Aloka Vratam Avarane Vane Bhutatma Bhut Sridhay Same Gati. So with such peoples only we'll be able to understand and enter in something of the pastimes of how Lord comes, even though he's not known, but he can be known through devotees.
Only by the devotees.
Yes,
Only
yes.
by his devotees.
And that's why Bhagavad Gita is, Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter, this is a very great secret, Bhagavad Gita, this message, but only my friend and the devotees can understand it.
Yes. Because you are a good friend of mine, I'm telling you this Guhyam Gyan.
Yes. Okay, very nice. Juma Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
When the Pandavas were put in the Lakshagraha, that everybody was getting scared. This all the Pandavas must have died.
Yes.
That got burnt, but Lord Krishna also with them, he was also telling, yes, everybody died, don't know what happened, and he was also crying like that. And he had all his plans, and he kept them somewhere separate. That is the Lord's grace and the devotees.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll stop the class over here, YouTube class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.